I make a dumb question, ask you that though, just looking at millions and more? I'm not saying hospital yet. Yes, I'm on the outside, they have some beds.
All right, it's 7 o'clock. I'll call this regular council meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Bishop.
Present.
Black.
Here.
Easley's absent. Pace.
I'm here.
Riddle.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Mayor Davis.
Here. If you'd all join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Now for all, join in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to skip item number 5 because we're not able to add items to the agenda because we do not have a full council present. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda? Madam Clerk?
Motion by Thompson, seconded by Black. All those in favor, Bishop.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Easley's absent. Pace.
Yes.
Riddle.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you. And moving on to recognition of citizens and public comments.
We're done.
We don't have anyone signed up.
Amen.
Presentations. We want to do, okay. We'd like to invite these ladies from Chatham Hall up to give us a presentation. Come on up.
These are our interns.
These are our interns from Chatham Hall. Step up and if you would each tell us your name.
Good evening, my name is Tanisha Douglas. I'm Addie Andrade, and I'm Abby Seward, and we're all juniors at Chatham Hall, currently doing an internship at the mayor's office. Right now, Addie and Asa are passing out presentations about Reed Street, and I will shortly begin the presentation.
Thank you.
Mr. Webking, do you want to introduce the presentation?
I will. So I gave these girls a project. They're gonna get 2, Mrs. Mayor. The first one was remaking Reed Street. This project is not meant to be political in any way, shape, or form. I just asked the girls what would your young ideas think about working on the sidewalk? And did I give you any coaching on what to do?
Yes, sir.
They received 0. I did talk with VDOT, and I let them know that the girls would be calling them. And so I don't know what their conversations were with VDOT. This presentation that you see is 100% coming from them. The only real caveats are, I told them you have no budget, you have unlimited budget. So I didn't give them a budget restriction, so it's not
We're in
completely, it's not completely realistic. But I was more interested in presenting the idea of what we could do as opposed to worrying about things like budget.
All right. We all know Reed Street in our community. It's a beautiful street. It has those wonderful antique bricks, and it's actually quite old. It was originally made in the 1850s and was most recently renovated in the early 2000s. However, there has been some long-term damage. For example, there's lots of weeds and vegetation growing underneath the bricks. This has caused some of the bricks to lift up, which can cause tripping and safety hazards. It'd be very bad if someone tripped on that. Additionally, there's a lack of concrete underneath these antique bricks, meaning that the paver currently is essentially just sitting on the ground. This has caused the sidewalk to sink, and there's a photo on page 3. That is approximately 3 inches between the gutter and the drain in the sidewalk. Another very bad tripping hazard, and you can also see there are a lot of weeds over there. And because of the old age of the sidewalk, there's also been some long-term erosion. So you can see just damage, cracks, tilting in many of the bricks that at this point can no longer be ignored, and the longer we put it off, the more expensive it will become and harder it will become to fix it. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a proposed solution we have for this problem. Now, the antique nature of the sidewalk is one of our highest priorities to keep. We want to keep this. However, we also want to increase safety and accessibility to the sidewalk. So what we're going to do to fix this is we're first going to add a concrete base. We're going to add it underneath the brick paver, so we would take off the current bricks, and the concrete would be roughly 6 inches deep. And then this concrete will have a few different benefits. First, it'll prevent these weeds from growing underneath the bricks that we have now, and this will stop tilting. It'll become flatter, it'll become smoother, it's easier to walk on, less likely to trip on, much safer. The sidewalk itself will also be a lot flatter, so again, safer, easier to walk on. And this concrete will also provide a lot of durability that the current sidewalk does not have. So instead of lasting 10 or 20 years, concrete can last many, many decades, perhaps even a few centuries. So it just depends on how well it's kept. In order to keep the antique look, we would also do another brick paver. There are a few different types, and I've included on pages 6 and 7 2 different types of paver. We have a herringbone design, and we have a stretcher. And we currently, Reed Street uses a stretcher pattern, which is just like those rectangles stacked on top of each other. But a herringbone is more durable, so I've also included a picture of those because those have been shown to stand longer and against heavier traffic better. So that is another option, but it is ultimately up to the community. These bricks, we have antique bricks in storage. We have 2 pallets of them, so we can keep the same bricks. And additionally, and when we take off the original paver, any bricks that are in good condition, because there are a few that are in good condition, even if the sidewalk itself isn't, those can be reused. We can reuse those because we have that concrete base. It is safe enough to put them back and reuse them while still keeping the antique bricks. Finally, you can see on Reed Street has like a granite curbstone. However, due to lack of concrete, this curbstone has become damaged over time. It has cracks, it has damage, and it is not in good condition. This, again, is another tripping hazard, safety hazard, also for cars driving along the road. If it's jutting out, big issue. So in order to replace this, we also have curbstones, the same exact curbstones in storage that we can use to keep the exact same look while still, so we have, granite's very durable. The issue with the granite now is that there's no concrete to support it. So it's just getting worn down with nothing to support or protect it. With concrete, this granite would also have the same look, but be much, much, much more durable. So all in all, this granite with the concrete would provide a durable solution that would still look like the Reed Street we all know and love today. Are there any questions?
I have one more question, Madam Mayor, though. This is amazing. I appreciate all you've done here, though. But what program do you use to do these, the bricks here, though, on the last 2 pages, though? Is it
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. So y'all are using ChatGPT now. Gosh.
Did you talk to VDOT?
Yes, I did.
Did they give you any tips or give you any things to be concerned with, or?
Yeah, so we measured the sidewalk, Reed Street, the area that we're looking at, and on page 8, there's a small map about where we're looking at. It measures about 640 feet in length, and the sidewalk itself is about 62 inches, which is about 5.2 feet, which completely complies with VDOT and ADA regulations as well. So there's no issue there in terms of like where the curves are, how long it is, how thick it is, completely accessible to the entire public. And VDOT said that as long as we have a sturdy concrete base, any choice of paver brick should be totally fine, and the antique bricks seem like a totally viable solution.
Did they talk at all about drainage? Did it need to be sloped a certain way or anything like that?
No, we have some drains that are spread throughout Reed Street right now, and those are in good condition since the sidewalk had like sunk on that part. That part was like taken over and just like a slab was put on top. And the current plan is just keep that, it's working, it's not, it's flat.
Or to that?
Yeah, and we can just build Reed Street back up to it, where it originally was.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions?
How did you,
You go ahead, Bob.
how did you come up with 6 inches of concrete? You can drive a tractor trailer on it.
Well, I will not lie, I am not an expert in contracting, I'm not an expert in construction. I did do some research, I looked at different diagrams of different companies, I did research and I looked, how do we make this the most durable? And where I could find, it recommended somewhere between 4 and 6 inches of concrete, and additionally like some gravel and base underneath. So I would recommend 6 inches to be on the safe side, because we don't want to be doing renovations every couple decades, we want to have this street last for a long time. So putting a few extra inches might raise the cost a little bit, but in the long run, it'll be much more durable and safe, cost in the long run.
The last picture, I have a couple questions.
Yeah.